you see my face, you see my size, you see my age. You're probably thinking, oh great, whatever she has to say today is probably wrong. I mean, she'll understand one day, you'd say, and you're probably right. You shouldn't listen to a privileged child who has barely been able to experience every facet of life to tell you about happiness. I mean, what do I know? I've never experienced the death of a loved one. I've never had to lose everything I own. I've never had to live on the streets, beg for food, or live with an inoperable, incurable disease. But I'll tell you this, I've been stressed, I've been tired, I've been sad, angry, jealous, and filled with self-loathing. And I'm still on my own journey on becoming a better person. And I think that's what we all have in common. We all share the same emotions and are all on our individual journeys on becoming the better versions of ourselves. So hear me out. As I was writing my speech today, I was going to be extremely cliche and start by asking, what is happiness? And make you ponder that question. But to be honest, I've never really asked myself what happiness was. I mean, I never tried looking for it. And I think that's the problem these days. Nowadays, as we talk about more abstract concepts, we acknowledge that they're abstract. This knowledge inadvertently leads us to push this higher level of thinking aside when it comes to our daily lives. I mean, sure, we could contemplate about what happiness is. Or we could go to school, go to class, have lunch, do homework, and live the vicious cycles of our daily lives. We live day to day, assignment to assignment. At least for me, my thinking used to revolve around, what homework do I have tomorrow? Do I have a meeting tomorrow at lunch? Do I have to cram for a test? And so on. I mean, maybe it happens every full moon, but when have we ever sat down and asked ourselves, am I happy? Where can I find happiness? I mean, unless you're having an early life crisis, I doubt the majority of us ponder life's biggest question. We are numb to the possibilities of positivity. But if everyone does it, there must be some merit to it. So please indulge me and let me ask, what is happiness? Is it an emotion? Is it an action? Is it something that triggers positive situations, or do positive situations trigger happiness? Have you realized that the dictionary never truly explains anything to you? Because you have to use words to explain other words. For example, if you look up the word happiness, it means the state of being happy. I know it's very vague, but if you continue to look up words, happy means pleasure, which means enjoyment, which could also lead back to pleasure, which could also mean satisfaction, which could lead to fulfillment, and so on. No wonder we try to find happiness in so many places. So what is it? Are we happy based on the happy moments in our day versus the sad and angry moments in our day? When asked, are you happy, our answers are based on our current emotions in our current situations. Whatever our answers may be, we cannot compare our happiness levels to other people's because everyone looks at different factors when gauging their own happiness. I mean, I could be happy because I got to talk at an event like this. Someone else could be happy because they're really close to their families and friends. Someone else could be happy because they had a good night's sleep. But having a good day doesn't necessarily mean you're a happy person. But having a bad day, does that make you an unhappy person? Just because I've been stressed for the past week because of finals and a whole bunch of tests, does that mean that I am an unhappy person? It's all in our minds, for our mindsets control our lives. We can choose whether to have a positive mindset or a negative one. It's truly up to you. And happiness is not a constant state, because many factors affect our happiness. As certain experiences are able to make us happier, other experiences are also able to make us sad and angry. Happiness shouldn't be something we strive to achieve. It should be a way of life. It's about finding what makes you happy, doing it every day, and having a strong foundation of contentment under any emotion you may feel throughout the day. Yes, you could have had a huge exam that day, but you're still a happy person. There's this concept called neuroplasticity, or brain plasticity, where it basically means that your brain is like plastic and is changeable or moldable. your brain has an enormous potential to learn by creating new neural connections, or pathways. It rewires itself, known as cortical remapping, as a result of your experiences, thoughts, actions, and repetitive behavior. For example, it's like driving a car. When you first start out, your actions are labored and deliberate, and you feel anxious and nervous, and you just want to stop. But after a few days, weeks, months, years, driving is so normal to you that it becomes part of your routine. You can multitask at the same time. To become a better driver, drive more often. To be kinder, practice kindness more often. To be happier, simply be happy more often. By practicing to be happier, we can strengthen and create more neural connections in our brains to the point where being happy comes naturally. But how can we practice happiness? It's not something you can just do. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. Yes, you can. You can practice to become happier by simply being aware of the choices in front of you. The simple awareness of the fact that you can choose to be happy is stronger than any obstacle. Right now, I'm extremely nervous. There are 2 cameras trained on my face, and all of you guys are just watching me. And if I make a mistake, this video can be replayed till the end of time. But yeah, I could give in to this feeling of nervousness. I could start freaking out, start stumbling, and think of everything that could go wrong. Or I could see the possibilities of being excited. I mean, how many people get the opportunity to talk at an event like this? I can be aware of the fact that I can choose to enjoy this moment, and I can give in to this feeling of joy and happiness. There's one thing I do know. Happiness is what you feel at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month, and at the end of the year. After that cupcake, after you've heard a really good joke, after someone's complimented you, after every little thing, internal or external, that may have caused you to feel pleasure or fulfillment or whatever you want to call it. Are you content with yourself and filled with what I like to call a wave of energy from a higher power? Do you have the ability to simply look in the mirror, smile at yourself, and be content? To those who have experienced sadness, depression, or self-loathing, you are your own greatest enemy. For you believed what other people said about you when they've hurt you. For you believed what was expected of you when you didn't want to do it. For you believed what your mind told you about yourself, whether or not you've been blinded from the truth. All these negative thoughts can only affect you because you choose to look at it negatively and you choose to let it hurt you. By saying something negative about yourself, by believing something negative about yourself, you're trapping yourself in that perception. Your mind can easily make you think negative things, but it can also make you achieve wonders and help you experience every wonder that life has to offer. A lack of happiness can only lead to more unhappiness. With joy, laughter, excitement, and encouragement, it can only bring more positivity into your lives. It's a better learning environment for more energy, concentration, focus, and love is put into your work. It's a better living environment for your happiness and your positivity is contagious and can make someone else's day. Life can be more enjoyable. Life can be brighter. Life can be so much more magical. Why wouldn't you give into this mindset? As I was writing this speech, I was told I needed a message of some sort. And since my topic is extremely abstract, I figured, yes, I must say something extremely deep and profound and make you question your life. But you already expected that once I said the word happiness. You already expected me to say something deep and inspirational once you came to this event. I was worried that you wouldn't even consider my message today because, as I mentioned before, how am I a reliable source? I don't have a deformity or a disease or have experienced anything monumental for my age. What makes you think you even consider what I have to say today? But you know what? Advice is advice. It doesn't matter where you've heard it or who you've heard it from. What matters is how you want to shape your life and how you want to live. you create your own world and your own reality. If someone, anyone from any walks of life tell you something and you like it, then do it. What's my message today? It's not how to be happy. It's more like how to live life. My message is that you create your own reality in this world we live in. You may not have been able to choose the world you were born into, but you are in control of the direction that your life would take. Whether you're a monk in the wilderness or the person with the most amount of followers on Instagram, happiness is the journey, not the destination. If you fixate on and scrutinize happiness, you never truly experience it. But if you are numb by your emotions and you simply accept the vicious cycle of your daily lives, you never truly experience happiness either. And hey, my opinion on happiness may not be yours. You can only choose what you let into your mindset and create your own life. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I've said today or what you've heard from anyone who has ever told you to be happier. At the end of the day, the opinion of the person in the mirror is more important than anyone else's. I can only implore you that if you're unsatisfied with your mindset and your life, that you take this opportunity right now and promise yourself to be aware of the control you have over your life and create your own reality. For this positive mindset and this path in life can only lead to more of life's possibilities. Thank you.